is kind of chilly out here today. Like 55 degrees. I was out yesterday when I was making the stand for the water barrel. I was outside when the cold front came in. It was kind of crazy. There's like a big dark cloud, and then all of a sudden there was this really cold breeze, and from then on the temperature just like dropped. Picking all these beans. I plan on cooking them tonight. I think there's plenty for me to pick. And yeah, I've said this a million times, but I'm so impressed, amazed at how many beans this thing produces. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 beans. 20 Dragonstone beans. I'm gonna cook these tonight. They're gonna be delicious, and there's still quite a few growing, so I'll probably have at least one more round of these beans. This trellis is not looking too good. The center beam, I mentioned this yesterday, the center beam is like sunken down and leaning, and it might be getting worse. I probably need to do something about that. So the onions, after having their fall off of this chest thing, they look like they're perking back up, they're standing back up because they were completely kind of folded over. And the cabbages are looking good. The ones that were leaning over from the wind, they're still a little leaned over, but I think they're gonna be okay. And I do need to kind of replenish a little bit of the compost around some of these cabbages, because a little bit of the compost definitely did get washed away somewhere. I don't know where it went, but alright, so today I want to build or put in the spigot into the water barrel. I'm not gonna do the other stand today. I'm gonna do that later, I think, but I do want to go ahead and put in the spigot. And then I don't know what else, but right now I'm gonna check the compost temperature. It's over 120, so it's over 120. Yesterday it was under 120, now it's over 120, but not much over 120, so I think it'll be fine though. I just remembered that I heard a big branch fall from this tree yesterday. There's a bunch of branches over here, so I don't know which one it was. But I'm literally just going to use this trash can to put leaves in, to collect leaves all fall, and then I can use those leaves as brown material in the compost. Alright, so now to put in this spigot. First thing I have to do is put in the bulkhead thing. I don't really know what it's called, a bulkhead something. What's it called? A bulkhead something. Anyway, this has to go in from the inside and come out, and then this screws on to tighten it down. And it's actually threaded in reverse for some reason. I have no idea why. So it tightens to the left and untightens to the right. Bulkhead fitting, that's what it's called, bulkhead fitting. And so to get this down from the inside is kind of difficult because the top of this barrel is not open, it's just two small holes. But there's a little trick using a string that I'm going to use that should enable me to do it pretty easily. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is just mark the point where I want to drill this hole, and it doesn't really matter as long as it's high enough up so that, you know, it doesn't, if you do it too low, then you might just be drilling out the bottom down here. And I don't feel this going up from the bottom very high. I know there's, on this side, on either side, there's a little indentation where it does go up a little bit, but over here, it's pretty flat. So it should be okay to stay pretty low, but I'm not gonna do it at the very bottom. So I just wanna be safe, because if I drill one wrong hole in here, it's gonna kind of ruin the whole thing. So I'm just gonna do it like up here, a couple inches. And ideally you would have it really low so that as much water can drain out as possible, but I think it'll be okay. All right, and to drill this hole with the specific bulkhead fitting that I have, I need a 1 1/8 inch hole saw. So that is what I'm using. And I will link to the actual spigot that I'm using on Amazon. That's where I bought it, and I think it's really good quality. Nice brass spigot. So first things first, I gotta drill this hole here. And I'm left-handed. I'm going to drop a string down from the bottom that has this nut tied to it, down through the hole at the top, and then I'm going to lean this forward and then fish it out of this hole. And then you run the bulkhead fitting from the inside down the string, and then the string will guide it right to this hole. That's the plan anyway. Okay, I am dropping it through the top hole. Now I'm going to try to lean this over here. Until it drops through the hole, just like that. Okay, that was easier than I expected, actually. Alright, so now I have the string through, so now all I do is I put the bulkhead fitting through the string that from the top part. So here's the other end of the string. Here's the other end of the string. I'm just going to put the bulkhead fitting through there, like this. And then I'm going to take this up to the top, drop it through the hole, and then it'll fish it out down here. Okay, well, make sure you put it on correctly. That would be important. Put it on the string the direction that it needs to come out of the hole. So I had it like this, but it needs to be like this. Pretty common sense. Okay. try this again. And there it is, you can see it, and now I'm just gonna have to grab it and pull it through just like that. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the nut part on. There we go. Tighten as much as I can with my hand, and then I have a pair of pliers that should be able to tighten it the rest of the way. Just putting my finger in here to make sure it's not spinning, which I can actually see it from the outside too. Alright, should be tight enough. I'm going to pull the string through because I don't need that anymore. And now it's just a matter of putting the spigot on, which spins the correct way. Okay, spigot is on, so you could just be done here, but I actually am going to put some gaffer's tape on the spigot itself, on the spigot right here, just to make sure that it's leak proof. Gaffer's tape is on. Now we'll screw this in, hopefully. Okay, that is pretty tight. Hopefully, no leaks. Alright, so it's now, the water level is now higher than this, so I'm just making sure it's holding back all the water in the off position, that there's no leaks. It looks like it's fine. And then drains perfectly as well. Okay, I've turned the water off. Looks like it's holding fine. I think it's gonna be fine. And I'm sure once this thing is full, it's even more pressure on this, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm gonna let this drain out. Okay, so the spigot works. Now I have to create a place for the water to come in from the gutter drain. And I've drawn a circle here that I traced around this thing, which this is just a thing that I bought from Home Depot. It's actually like a shower drain, and it has a filter thing that goes up here, but I just took that off just so I could see everything that's going on underneath, because I'm thinking I might put like a more fine filter in here, but I don't know. But for now I want to figure out how to make this hole, and I don't have a hole saw big enough for this. So I could either buy one, or I could just drill a bunch of holes around the edge and then kind of like perforate it and then eventually just pop it out. And then have to file down all the jagged edges or whatever, and then just this should just be able to drop in. And then I'll have to drain all the pieces that fall in, I'll have to drain all that out, which is fine. I think that's probably going to be what I'm going to have to do. Okay, so I should just be able to drill a bunch of holes like that all the way around. Okay, that would have been way easier if I just had the right hole saw. But after some very vigorous sanding around the edges, I finally was able to get it in. And basically this is going to be my funnel, and then I'm going to put the top back on this or whatever and have like a filter so that nothing goes through, and then the water goes through and then goes into the water barrel. Alright, while you were watching the sun, I rinsed this out and got, I guess, all of the plastic pieces out. Probably not all of it, but I think it'll be okay. It'll drain out eventually. And I have this like gutter cover thing that I'm going to use as a finer mesh, because this is the one that came with this shower drain, and these holes are just kind of large. So I don't want little pieces of stuff to go through into the water barrel, so what I want to do is cut this to sit down inside of it, and then this can still go on top. So it'll just keep out the larger stuff, and then this will keep out finer stuff if they fall through. Okay, so this is kind of loose in here, so I'm gonna probably like super glue it or something. I'm not gonna do that right this second, but that's probably what I'll do. This will keep out the finer things that fall through, and then this, the larger piece, will go on top, and we'll keep out the larger stuff. I am going to go ahead and super glue this, so I'm trying it off. Oh, there it is. Okay. I have some on my fingers now. Alright, so now that just needs to dry. I'm going to screw this back on. And here we have it. One completed water barrel made out of a 55-gallon drum. And now it's being repurposed to collect rainwater for me from this spout. It's not done yet to do that. And also the ground is not done. I'm going to have to level out the ground here and then put these cinder block things, these pavers underneath to make sure it's level. And yeah, that's it. So I got to do that and then connect the spout down here. And then I have another barrel right here that I'm going to build another stand for and put it right here. And then this one will be right next to it, and then I'm going to connect these two at the bottom with a tube, and then I'll have double the capacity right here with this spout. And then I'm thinking about getting another spout just right on the other corner of the house and bringing that spout over here. And so these both will be filled by two different spouts.